Hey, thanks so much for being here. Welcome or welcome back. Today, I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about the quarter four. We are just a couple of days away from starting our final quarter of the year and the popular planner season hyped. And I wanted to share my thoughts. This is never intended to tell you exactly what to do, but truly do share my experience, community, and with the hobby or the tools, and how is it that I have been approaching what I've learned and what is it that I'm not doing this quarter. So if you're interested on hearing me out, I hope that you stick around. So we all know planner season is here and it can be overwhelming. Believe me, I've been there. The new launches, the trends that are going on, what we see in social media, the comparison, like, okay, my system can look like that one, I should try it, or the fear of missing out of something that comes out new and everybody's using it and you want to be in the club. But this year, if there's one thing that I've learned, is that just choosing a planner that works for me and not necessarily comparing it to anybody else has been the answer to that consistency that I was looking for. So if I can share with you three simple things of what I have learned, and I will frame them what not to do this planner season because it is something that truly helped me. And believe me, I continue to apply it to myself. It's a self reminder. It's something that I have to keep in mind every season, and truly throughout the year. Every now and then I feel frustrated for whatever reason. Things change in life and you think that changing your planner will change the approach to that situation or your responsibilities or you name it. So I will be sharing those three tips with you. Hopefully they help in some way. The first one will be, do not chase every new release. That is something that, again, I have to apply to myself, especially with Sterling King. I love her planners. I truly do. I love her content. I love her artistic approach to the planner, the whole system. I love everything about it, and I will support her as long as it helps my system, right? Like right now, this year, I used the common planner in the B6 size for the entirety of 2025, and I did get me a slim version of the B6 for 2026, so I have really supported it. But I do also think that there is a lot going on, so it can be very tricky and very, what you call it, it can suck you in because there's so many beautiful versions of her planner. She came out with this new version of the hardcover. I forgot the name that she gave it, but it's beautiful. I consider it multiple times, but I knew that I already had my B6 Slim in my actual stash, so I had to commit and forget about it. Not only Sterling ink, but there's many options for the Filofax rings, which you know that I love. They are obviously the Hobonichi lineup, which they are all beautiful. I'm telling you, I have been tempted to get me a mega, even though I did a video that I will link somewhere in here or the description below, talking about how I needed to switch my system just a tiny bit so it can accommodate what was happening in my life currently, and I needed something small but something that was practical enough for me to really plan what I needed to plan, but not too big. And I pulled out my weeks and I started flipping through it to see if there was a reason for me to get me another one. So once I started flipping through it, I was like so tempted. Not only that, but then also the other day I did my archiving for my Hobonichi weeks, where I just cut out the pages that I do want to archive and I add them to archiving rings, and flipping through those pages again, it made me feel all the feels. But again, they all look perfect. They truly do. And they have the papers, the layouts, the colors, the styles, the thickness, amount of layouts that they have. I already said that. But what I really learned again is that the planner is not the solution. The actual device or the planner or the thing is not the solution. The real solution is the consistency and how committed you are to really make it work. So again, that one is, do not chase the new releases. The only way that I, in my humble opinion, that can be a thing that you don't follow trends is truly by hiding notifications. I know that can be nerve-wracking, especially when you want to be in the known. In my case, if I am trying to stay within the community, not only because I love planning and maintaining my life in a book, but also because I am a content creator and I want to know what people are looking for, and I want to create for the community and for the audience, and I want to share with you things that are interesting to you. But at the same time, I want to stay true to my own system and my own approach. Things have changed around the way that I do my content, but just keeping a healthy balance. But truly the only thing that helped me in terms of new releases and feeling the urge to at least take a peek on what is it that they're launching was to turn off notifications. To be honest with you, I have not seen the new lineup for Hobonichi because I knew that if I did, I will cave, and I didn't want to do that. So I have not. I know there are a few colors because some of my accounts that I have, for example, on my Instagram, they have ordered their Hobonichi and they're doing their unboxings and stuff. So I have slightly taken a peek, but I really haven't really looked into the full lineup. The second tip is to not let yourself compare your planning system to anybody else. And I have to remind that to myself because it is easy to scroll down your Instagram feed and think that their setup looks much better than yours, and that it might make your planning much more productive if you copied their style. But truly, your plan isn't supposed to look like anybody else. It's supposed to look like your approach, like your life, like your mind, and it's supposed to work for you. So comparing yourself to anybody else's approach to the planning, it really steals the joy of planning. So instead of doing that, I focus on the progress that I see in my planner over the perfection of it. It is not perfect, but this planner has been my baby the entire year, and I am already dreading switching to a new one because once you grow into it, it's just you can become attached. I wish I had the other new one so I can compare it side by side. I might do that in a picture on my Instagram, so if you're interested, you can go and take a look at it there. This is, again, like I said, the B6 for Sterling King, and I have been tracking absolutely everything in here from my, you name it, and if you have been here, you already know what's in here, but everything is in here. And I love flipping through these pages and just really looking at what is it that I was working on and how I was feeling, what I was thinking about. And even though it looks messy sometimes, it's my life. I am truly proud of myself of having stayed in here. I even take this one to a flight that I did where I traveled a few weeks. I went for a few days to my brother's wedding in Puerto Rico, and I did the pre-planning in here, and I liked to approach it in a childish, I want to call it, way where it's more fun, but I also brainstorm about what I want to do, what I'm going to be wearing every day, what is it that I'm going to need, and if I'm going to wear this kind of outfit, what kind of shoes do I need, and stuff like that. And it looks very doodly and stuff, but it really do help make sure that I don't forget anything. So yeah, I have been truly into this planner, and I think that is because, again, I didn't base it on anybody's approach. This is mine, and I think the closest I can compare it to, if I was going to compare my style with somebody else's, would be the Coffee Monster Co. Helen's approach to planning, only on a few pages, because I know that she likes to add a little doodle here and there. So that's the only thing. But I think that still our actual planning approach is very different, especially on the weeklies. This is a similar approach or a similar layout of the Hobonichi cousin, which is the one that she uses, and she used the timing and stuff. But I think that she added hers is prettier. That's all I'm gonna say. Mine's is messy, and all I really want to do lately, especially since I have much more to get done, is just to take it straight to the point. Write the notes that I think I might want to refer at some point and move on. So I think I spend more of my time on my actual dailies because this is the fun part. But yeah, seeing this planner grow throughout the year has been, I think, the key for me to stay here. Once I started seeing it, I remember halfway where I could see this part like getting chunky and used, and then some of these parts, since the dailies are back here, that kind of triggered that feeling like, okay, I really want to see this notebook completely full all the way to the last page, and I think I'm gonna make it there. So just seeing that is definitely my what keeps me attached to it, and not necessarily comparing how is it that I'm doing planning to anybody else. The third tip is to never ignore what is it that your priorities with the planner is or are. It's just when you get swept away in the world of plannings and notebooks and planners and stickers and all the stationery, super cute. I do love it. And yeah, I always have to walk at least by the notebook aisle on any store that we walk to. But to make sure that I am staying focused on what I want my system to do for me is really remembering what is it that I need my planner to do for me, like right now. So that's why I allowed myself this year, and I think I started this last year, where I call this my hybrid system, where I do have my main planner, but I also allow myself to add companions as I go. So in here, again, my main one, this one is my baby, is the one that I will archive at the end of the year, but then I switch the companions as I need them. So this year I have switched companions from my personal rings to my Filofax, to my Filofax mini, to my iPad. And the iPad I still use every now and then. It's not necessarily something that I reach often because I'm more of a paper person, but I do have it nearby in case I want to use the planner over there, calendar alerts or reminders that I want them to sync on my devices and stuff like that. So if I need that kind of approach, then I have my iPad calendar there. If not, then I just reach out for a companion that matches what is that I need at the moment. And really, when I start thinking about this specific question, and if there's one thing that you take away from this video, I really hope that it is at least this one question. What do I need my planners to do for me right now, right this moment? And when I ask myself that question, when I'm feeling the urge to either switch systems, add a new planner, buy a new planner, check what's new, follow trends, you name it. When I ask this question, it pulls me in and brings me back to my priorities, and it clarifies the need that I have for the planner. So whether that is for a clear schedule, simplicity layouts, or a portable option, or more space, whatever it is at the moment, brings me back to clarify what I need personally, not what's out there, what's trending, what other people are using. And now that I have those three approaches to not only to really the planner season, but throughout the year, like I said before, at the beginning of the year, you're still maybe not sure about what planners to use. So you haven't really gotten yours, or you're just giving yourself a little bit more time, which is great. Or mid-year, when we have chosen some planners at the beginning of the year, but we're not truly happy with them, and we're thinking about switching here and there. And again, towards the end of the year on planner season, when we are seeing all the new releases and we want them all. So by keeping these three approaches in my head at all times, I have learned how to build a system that really supports me and not necessarily brings me overwhelmed and confusion and unreliability. I don't like that feeling. When I was in that mode, I think from 2020 to 2023, even though in 2022 I switched from a regular bullet journal, which is what I used for years, I switched to the Hobony 2 Weeks. And the reason I switched is because I found it online. I think I fell in love with it following Lindsay Scribble's method of using the Hobony 2 Weeks. So I switched to it on 2022, and I did stay using the 2022 Hobony 2 Weeks all year. That was the year that I started also adding more planners to my lineup and trying to see if I could hop here and there. That actually brought an unbalance on my relationship with my planners and what I wanted them to do for me. 2023 was a disaster. I don't even know what happened. I have my notes everywhere. I only kept one notebook, which was my Hobony Cheat cousin, and it was only my dailies. I truly cannot tell you where I was planning because I do not remember unless I go back to my videos and check that out. But yeah, I can tell you. And then in 2024, I also was trying to go back into my one book only, and I did start it with my one. Then I found it was too big for what I wanted it to do, which is again a reason for us to stop and really think what's that we need, how we want to approach it, what is our style, and go with that when we get ready to purchase our planners. Otherwise, we're just wasting money. I hope again that these tips help in some way to really offer just a little extra help, I created a free printable that you can just print or you can use on your iPad or your device if you want to use it to help you to walk through your definition of what is it that you want in your system. What kind of paper do you want? What kind of notebook size? What kind of thickness? What kind of style? Is it rings? Is it binding? If do you want a 2-book system? It's on that PDF. You can download it below. It will be simple. Use it on your device or print it if you want to take it with you. I might print mine and maybe use it in my actual notebook that I use for my brainstorming when I am thinking about what planners to use and how to set them up for the new year. If I do, I will take a picture or a few pictures and post them on my Instagram. So if you're interested, that will be linked below. Any related videos will be also on my playlist. And as always, I appreciate your time. I invite you to like and subscribe if you want to hear more about plannings and planners and consistency, which is my main goal of this planner. Until the next one, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.